Are these blueberries? Good morning. It's beginning of December 2020 out in the Mendocino National Forest along the M3. Second morning out here. Spent the night here. It's definitely cold. The dirt out in the exposed field doesn't break under my feet. The pine needles crunch from the ice, not because they're dry. It really is nice out here. Instead of waking up to freeways and sirens and whatnot, it's a much better way to wake up. Sound of that raven. So if you listen close, you can hear things falling. That's bark from the trees. Walking along though, I kept hearing what sounded like stuff falling out of the trees, but I couldn't quite make out what it was because it wasn't real big. It wasn't a stick that you're hearing, bink, bink, bink on the way down. I'm walking along just wondering what this sound is, and then I come along and I find all this. See all the bark on the ground? Lots of it. Lots and lots of it. That's weird. And I'm not a biologist, so I'm trying to put this together. And then I look up. That's kind of weird. All these trees look really similar to what I've seen in the Walbridge fire, Glass fire, and August Complex fire. Forgive me, as there's just so many names. Where the fire came through on the ground level so hot, the heat rising killed off the needles above. So you look at the tree and you'll see a little bit of burn down kind of low on the tree. The bark will be burnt, but up high it's not burnt. And you don't see ladder fuels from the trees around. You're like, what's going on? Well, I'm trying to deduce what's going on, and my best guess is a really good example over here. Bark beetles are killing off the trees. So if you look up in this tree, let's see if I can get this right. See the bark's all gone? There's little lines and holes behind that bark. Bark beetles. Right now, there's a woodpecker. Where is he? Let's see if we can find him. The woodpecker is pecking off the bark to get to the bark beetles. So between the two, these trees are just doomed. There he is, I'm getting close. Oh, there he is, I see him. I feel like David Attenborough here. That woodpecker is chipping away at the bark. Trying to find the bark beetles. So as I walk around though, I see these patches of green. And then I come over here. And this is what I see in front of me off in the distance. See a bunch of brown trees. Bark beetles. Walk over here, I can show you a little path they've been taking. One of these trees, I think I can probably get the camera fairly close so you can see the pathways and marks and whatnot they leave. There it is, behind the park. So here's the ground again. just covered in bark. And then we go up the tree, slightly blown out. Whatever. There you go. You can start to see where the bark beetles have gone and the woodpeckers have chipped off the bark. And look, it just goes almost all the way up the tree. There's the dog. Beginning of December 2020. It's been a great trip. Just been exploring the M3. Started off Upper Lake, came in on the M10, hit the M3. Had a couple of spots that were interesting with the truck and the trailer, but all in all, we made it. The tongue jack, the part that goes down, is mangled. We did some tilling with our tongue jack on the way in. Other than that, nothing else bottomed out. It's a really neat area. Ranch fire hit it pretty hard in some spots. Let's see, I think August complex fire came through another spot. It's been interesting, but it's definitely been cold. Very, very cold. Days aren't too bad. Days have been in the 50s. But the mornings, mid to high 20s, pretty cold. Are these blueberries? Found this patch. But there's a lot of these little white, what look like berries. I haven't even plucked them because I don't know if they're toxic in any way, shape, or form. Look. There's a whole bunch of those little berries. And it's in this very distinct patch. It's around just the back side of this tree. Comment below, let me know what these are. We're at around 6,000 feet in elevation along the M3 Mendocino National Forest.